What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to One Grunt's Point of View. Today we are going to be taking a look at the SCAR17. Now before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you out there that are new to the channel, and those of you that have been here for a little bit. Thank you for sticking around. It's going to be a great ride, and I really appreciate all the love and the support. Last thing, we do need to talk about our sponsors. As you all know, we are sponsored by Rendezvous Here. Rendezvous Here is a great gear company making awesome gear for awesome prices. And if you need anything, custom gear or just a piece of gear that's going to fill a role within your capability or your mission set that you need, go ahead, hit him up. Use code GRUNTS10. You'll save yourself about 10% off of everything in the store. With that all being said, let's get going. Ladies, gentlemen, and those of you still making that decision, let's get into the SCAR. So, SCAR17, beautiful rifle. SCAR17, roughly about 2005, 2004 timeframe. FN was hit up from SOCOM. SOCOM during that time was getting into engagements with bad guys. The Iraq war was more of an urban war. Within 300, you're getting into firefights. Afghanistan, more mountain to mountain, shooting across valleys. So your engagement distances go up. 5.56 being a great round in close quarters and within those carbine distances around 300. A little lacking when you start stepping past 4 or 5, especially with like an M4 length barrel. So FN developed the SCAR, which fires a 7.62 by 5.1 NATO round, essentially bringing battle rifles into the 21st century. It was adopted in 2009, and it saw its time. Just like everything, people had issues with it. You know, normally a brand new product, whenever it first hits the line, like there's going to be issues, bugs that need to be worked out, kinks that need to be worked out. And I can tell you now, because I did a little bit of research prior to making this video, they have an updated version of the SCAR that have fixed a lot of the problems that this rifle struggles with if you were to pick one of these up on the secondhand market once the new version becomes more available. So we'll get started. Front to back, we have FN's proprietary muzzle brake. This muzzle brake does an awesome job keeping the rifle flat and on target when you're firing fast strings. It keeps that .308 round pretty tame, and I honestly didn't have a really big issue keeping this muzzle down. It felt just kind of like a little bit snappier 5.56. Really not a problem. Right behind there, we have our flip-up front sight. It is a hooded front sight, adjustable up and down as well as left and right on the side here. Behind that, we do have your Picatinny rail. You have Picatinny on the 12, 3, 6, and 9.
Who's retarded now? Yeah!
And the 12 o'clock rail is monolithic, goes all the way to the back. The upper receiver is made out of aluminum, lower receiver being made out of polymer. Behind that, we do have a reciprocating charging handle, this being a huge issue when the rifle was released. A lot of people have complained about that charging handle. Sean Ryan being one of them. He's a former Navy SEAL. He talked a lot about in a video about why the SEALs don't like the SCAR, and a big reason was due to that charging handle. You know, if I jam into a barricade and I have the charging handle just far enough back, the round's not going to seat and then it's not going to go off. As well as if I'm shooting and I'm moving and maybe I nick something, I might catch that bolt and it's going to cause a malfunction. The round is not going to eject. And I had that happen. Braced up against a car, and I thought I was far enough in front to where I was going to be, thought I was far enough back to where it wasn't going to cause an issue. However, I think I had it braced pretty much here, and as the bolt started to cycle, it caught the bolt. Gun still went off, so I still got one round, but I needed a few. And real world, live and die kind of situation, you don't want something that's going to hinder you getting rounds down. So behind that, we have our ambidextrous magazine release. Works on both sides quite well. You don't have any sort of snag hazards with that ambi release on the other side. Above that, you do have your AR-15 style ping pong paddle. And then just behind that, we have a 45-degree safety, which is where it should be, just like on an AR-15. And I honestly really like the 45-degree safety on this gun. I've run one on AR-15s, like the Radian styles, and I like them, but to me, there's just something satisfying, would be the word to use, about clicking the safety off on the SCAR, as well as just shooting the SCAR in general. It's honestly a really nice gun. So just below that, we do have our trigger. Now, the trigger in this gun is, I'm not going to say it's bad, I'm not going to say it's great. The trigger in this gun is actually a rough 7-pound trigger. It has a little bit of grit to it. It's a normal mil-spec trigger, something that you would expect out of a gun that was issued to the military. But it's really not that bad. It's actually really smooth once you get past the little bit of grit that's in there. So let's come together and let's pull that trigger together. We are going to take the safety off. I'm going to start squeezing. You see there's that grit and then it just breaks. So as soon as you pass the grit, be ready for it to go off. It's very short, a little bit of grit, hard wall. This is not the Geisley trigger. Geisley does make a Super SCAR trigger. I have not had a chance to try one of those. I would actually really like to see what those are all about. But so far, I haven't had a problem running this super fast. I actually enjoyed running this trigger and am looking to swap a couple of my 2-stage triggers now. Behind that, we do have our folding buttstock that locks down, so that way you can, vehicle-borne operation, anything that's kind of cramped, tight quarters, you can stow this in front of you, beside you. You can then easily deploy the buttstock and your rifle is ready to rock. So, fully adjustable comb height, up and down, whatever you need. Your buttstock is fully adjustable. It is a 6-position buttstock. And then on top here, we have a primary arms 1-8 mounted in an American Defense mount with an offset Trijicon RMR on a T-Rex Arms 193 mount. So it keeps the height of the optic and the offset pretty much directly in line with each other. This gun is absolutely awesome. Capability-wise, if you do purchase this rifle, you are adding a battle rifle, so a no-shit 308 slinging beast into your capabilities. This thing is compact enough, you can get different size barrels, so if you're going to be primarily running urban operations, so within 300, you can get a shorter barrel to be able to maximize your maneuverability. You are giving up a little bit of velocity. 308 is primarily good in, say, an 18 and further, or 18 and longer inch barrel. Once you stop chopping the barrel, 308 becomes a lot like an AK round, where it's still going to put you on your ass, but because it's moving fast enough to penetrate everything, but not moving fast enough to really do a lot of damage, it'll just zip right through you. It's still going to hurt. You're still going to get, like, I wouldn't want to get shot with one. That's stupid, but you're losing a lot more of your lethality. Now, shooting this out to distance, 600 yards, definitely more than capable of knocking dudes down, putting them in the dirt. I would say that if you are looking at a SCAR, I would hold off and I would try to get one of the new ones. This gun is known as the Optics Destroyer, and solely because the bolt in the SCAR is basically just one giant piece of metal. All of this is one piece. So this and this is all one piece. And to me, that's a huge downfall for the system. All of that mass just smacking into the receiver is what has caused a lot of the issues that have arose from people running this platform professionally. So it is a good platform. It's a very accurate platform. I had zero issues shooting this at distance as well as up close. You know, it's an awesome gun for what it is. Now, I'm going to be real with you. If you need a 308 rifle, if you're one of those people that needs a battle rifle style of gun, wherever you live, maybe you live in Washington, your AO or area of operation requires you to reach out and be able to touch something, and you want a 308 for that, or if you want a 308 for that, I suggest an AR-10 with like a decent AR-10, so a decent brand. Springfield makes a 16-inch AR-10 that comes with a muzzle brake, a very nice trigger. Springfield Saint is a rough $1,000. I found one for $800 all the way up to $1,500, so you can kind of find them within that price range. But you can get one of those and then get a very nice optic, say a Primary Arms 1-8 with a really nice Christmas tree reticle, or Vortex 1-10, Night Force NX8. You can put a very nice optic on that gun, and you're running about the same price as you do with just this rifle with no optics on it. So to me, I think you're upping your capability by buying something a little cheaper. But if you want a scarf because it's a SCAR, I totally understand. I definitely, whenever I get a little bit more money and I'm getting paid a little bit more, I'm definitely going to look into buying one of these. It's just an amazing rifle. So a big thing, especially with this rifle, not only did I have the privilege to shoot it, however, I did get a chance to spend a lot of time with it. And like I said, the biggest issues that I have had is the charging handle, the fact that it breaks optics, and then another thing being that it only works off of proprietary magazines from FN that are roughly $50 to $55, depending on where you find them. Now, you can buy another lower that accepts like the Magpul and the regular GI pattern magazines, if that's the route you want to go. I'm not sure if the updated version of the SCAR will have the ability to accept both. That is to be seen. In conclusion, this gun is an absolute monster. Super lightweight, super versatile. Change anything on it that you want to change out. Run any sort of optic setup that is quality, and you've got yourself one kick-ass battle rifle for the 21st century. And it honestly, it performs like you would expect a $3,400 rifle to perform. It was flawless, zero issues, minus the one hiccup, and that was due to me catching the charging handle. The rifle functioned as it was designed, which was when something is in the way, it does not move. And aside from that, she runs and she does what she needs to do. Well, that's all I've got. Thank you guys so much again for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. All of the new subscribers and those of you that have stuck around through the mix, thank you so much for standing by me. The love, the support, the comments, I've made a few friends even out of this YouTube channel that I never thought that was ever going to happen. And I absolutely love being a part of this, this journey, this thing that we're all on together. And I just can't thank you guys enough. If you would, I know every video is a first impression. And if this is your first time, if you like what you've seen so far, consider hitting subscribe. We've got a lot of stuff coming your way. This channel's only going to get bigger and better, and the more that I get out, the more stuff that we get in to be able to talk to you guys about and give our opinions, the better this channel's going to be. And it starts with you guys, and I'm going to continue to do the best that I can for you. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's supported us through the long haul, all of you that have been here since day one. I love you guys. Thank you for everything, and we'll catch you around.